They spent 2 full seconds on this move and blunder their queen in 1 move, and we're completely winning. We are officially 1237 bullet rated. We're on the grind. We're winning some games. We're losing some games. We're trying to hit 1250. This opponent was almost rated 1300, and we're gonna go buck wild here in this game with another Queen's Gambit, except this time I pre-moved the first 2 moves. My opponent played e5, and they took our pawn in the center. Not a big deal, though, because we are defended, but now we're gonna have to move our queen back, and our opponent's gonna win a tempo on us. So check. I'm gonna let them trade bishops with me if they want to. We're going to play e3. We're now defending our pawn and allowing our light square bishop to get developed. We're going to develop it. We're gonna castle. Ideas here: bring the rooks to the open files, maybe put the queen out somewhere, move this knight to a better square, and keep on playing chess. And that's what we do. This move is a waste of time for them, because we're gonna wind up kicking it out for free with free moves. So for example, they're gonna play this. We're going to attack this immediately. It's actually defended, so they don't have to defend this for what they decide to, though. I play a3 now and force this knight out. They spend time on these moves to let us develop our pieces for free. We'll take that. And now we're actually better. So now queen back to c2, bishop out, attacking our pawn. b3 to just solidify the pawn while we can move our queen and our knight out of the way. Knight takes. We're going to trade knights. We're going to move our rooks to the center, get them to their optimal locations, and now we're going to start attacking things. So we're going to hit their queen. Opponent slides their queen back. Now we're going to get our bishop to a more active square. That prevents bishop f5, but when we have rook e1 lining up with their queen, okay, maybe we'll push this pawn up now. That's probably going to be the idea. And now we play the beautiful move e4. Knight to the edge of the board. I don't know why they do this, and now we mess up and play e5. It's completely winning for them if they take the knight and we take back and they completely damage our pawn structure, which is what I wanted to prevent by playing the move e4, and we allow them to take. And now, though, they don't take the knight, they take the pawn, and now we get to hit the queen, and now somehow we're back in this game. Look at this, bishop to e4, because now they cannot take the knight anymore. We're forcing them to take. We hit their queen again, and now we're doing well because our pieces are better equipped to take control of the center of the board. The machine says equal, but our rook is already in the center. Their knight is off to the edge. Our knight controls way more central squares. Our queen and our rook are very close to the center. Their queen has to move out of the way again. We can play rook d1 with a tempo, and we're looking pretty good here. We're looking pretty good. I moved the rook back because I want it to be a little bit safer back here. They want to trade with us. I'm happy to trade. Queen d2. We're going to line up a little bit of a battery here. Knight back, and now look at our time. Time check. I have 15 seconds. Opponent has 10 seconds. We're trying to play fast. We're speeding through these moves. Queen d6, trying to trade queens. If they take and I take with the rook, there is no back rank mate because of this knight that is handily there, perfectly in time to prevent that. So take, and they cannot back rank mate us. Knight to e4. Perhaps trying to infiltrate somewhere in here and maybe try to harass our pawns on the back rank and also attack our knight, our rook at the same time. We just go rook back to prevent any sort of back rank shenanigans and whatnot here. And now after knight c3, we make a terrible mistake. Now opponent has 7 seconds on the clock and we make the move rook c1, and rook c1 blunders. Knight e2 check, completely winning a full piece. Opponent misses it. Rook a2, and now their knight is trapped. Opponent traps their knight. G5 is played with the idea of G4 to kick our knight out. I completely didn't even pay attention to any of this. All I did here was just snap take the knight, which is best, and now G4. And I have to play the move rook D2, because now if they go to back rank us, I can shield with my knight. I didn't see that because I had 8 seconds on the clock and played knight E5, counter sacrificing the knight, which I figured was still fine because I thought I'd have enough activity to be totally fine here with like king F1, preventing the rook from coming in, and then we would get our rook over. The rook cannot infiltrate on these squares, and we would maybe be able to infiltrate on them. 0.8 seconds on the opponent's clock, and after knight E5, opponent lost on time. They didn't even have time to take my knight. Even if my opponent saw this move, there is no shot they would have won. It took them 7 seconds to make the next 3 moves. If they would have saw this, we would have just pre-moved a bunch of moves, and we had way more time than them. And at this point, we hit the magical 1250 number. Next game, we're playing white again. We're playing the Queen's Gambit again. They're playing the Queen's Gambit declined in the reverse order, which is totally fine. E3, H6, B3. We're just taking a very nice and juicy, healthy center here. Very happy with this. We develop our bishop, we develop our other knight, we develop our queen, we develop our rook, we develop the pawn a second time, which was an inaccuracy. I mean, this is just a free pawn, I'm pretty sure. I don't know why I played this move, but I did, and they decided they're just, instead of taking it, they're just gonna undevelop a piece for no reason. I don't understand what my opponent's doing here. Like, my opponent played queen e7 and then queen d8. Okay. Queen b3, now defending our pawn that we for some reason moved up. We're going to wedge our c pawn into their position, bring our knight in, attack their light square bishop, and they just keep undeveloping their pieces. Look at what my opponent's last few moves have been. Move the bishop up, they move their a pawn and their g pawn, queen up, then queen back. then queen up again, then queen back again, then bishop back again. What is our opponent doing? Our opponent is moving their pieces back and forth for no reason. What is happening? Bishop e2. We're just gonna develop our pieces. Rook c2 just to hold everything on the second rank for some reason. I don't know why I played that move. They go here, but I think we can play f4 now and we're just fine. Yeah, f4. If they take, we have another defender here. Bishop here attacking this a second time, but it doesn't matter. If they ever open up the file, we're gonna be very happy with the open f file for our rook. Take. All our pieces are looking very juicy. Queen to h4. This pawn is defended by the king. Knight f3 kicks out their queen, but blunders the pawn. I blundered this pawn over here, but they don't even take it. Bishop d3, and we're just developing our pieces. They're pushing down the board, but h3 just stops it all. Material is equal, but it's +3. Look at how restricted their side of the board is with their pieces. They have not moved anything. Where is this knight gonna go? Look at all our space. Bishop to h6. We just move our knight, which is now allowing this to defend this, and they can take, but I'm actually okay if they take because we're gonna have the bishop pair. So that's what they do. They exchange here. We have the bishop pair, but now we could actually even go here and I should have gone rook f2. I don't know why I did. Rook f2 would have been way better, but this is not a threat because of this rook. Bishop here, hitting their queen, but this is a blunder. Queen g3. Queen g3. And if I try to say maybe kick the queen out again, defended by the rook, right? This is defended, this is defended. They have queen takes h3, and they always have a way to escape too. But they miss that. They don't play that. We're playing bullet. I mean, I have 28 seconds, opponent has 34 seconds. We're both around the 30-second timer. Now we're gonna play bishop f4. That prevents the queen from ever coming in here. Cool. Not only that, we're gonna wedge our bishop into this little corner to stare down this way now. And opponent has no idea what to do. Opponent's just playing back and forth. And I'm spending a little more time, but I'm being way more accurate and our position is very good. Rook f4 trying to target this pawn. Knight now takes in the center and I play the move rook to h4. And the reason I play this is obviously to try to win this knight back. If they take this, I just take here. And unfortunately for me, they have this insane move, knight f3 check, which I don't know how they're ever gonna see, just wins a rook. I had the opportunity here to play a brilliant move. Can anyone see what the brilliant move is here? Are you ready for this move? Rook f5! If they take the rook, we have bishop takes the knight, hitting the queen and also setting up all sorts of discoveries on their king. And now if something like queen g6, it gets even better. There is an engine line here with b5. Best move is a takes b5, and bishop takes b5, sacrificing the bishop, because if they take, now we get to make use of this and play bishop g7 with the discovery, and the king cannot escape this way. And there is this insane line where if they did something like this, it's actually mate in like 3 moves. And if they play here, we can still take this pawn and the game continues. But it is, look at this king, and the opponent has to find a series of like perfect moves. If they don't play exactly bishop d7, it is mate in 2. There's no shot I'm seeing this even in a rapid game. I play the human move, which is blundering my rook in 1 move. They obviously don't see that my rook is, that they can play this because it's a very hard move to see with 20 seconds on the clock. They just trade pieces. We're down a pawn, unfortunately, but it doesn't matter because look at how passive their pieces are. I mean, look at the quality of our pieces compared to these pieces. They're gonna retreat, play very passively. We're gonna go rook f2, lining up a rook with their queen. They're gonna slide over, attacking this rook, and now we blunder our rook. I'm trying to play fast because I'm lower on time. I completely forget my rook is hanging here, and my opponent just doesn't even take it. They're like, I don't want your rook. Who do you think I am? And I'm like, oh, okay, sure. Well, I guess I'll just play a3 then. I'll just hang my rook a second time because why the heck not? Take my rook, opponent, and opponent still doesn't take our rook. I will hang my rook 1 more time for you, opponent. Take my rook, please. I'm begging you. Opponent, instead of taking the rook going this way, goes backwards. What are they doing? So queen f2. All right, I'm not gonna let you have it a 4th time. I gave you 3 times to take the rook. 13 seconds left on the clock. We're really behind on time here. And now what I'm gonna try and do is stack a bunch of pressure on this pawn to see if we can infiltrate. Look at what my opponent's last few moves have been. They're just shuffling their queen. Queen f8, queen e7, queen d8, queen e7. Like, what is this? King is now just running over to the other side of the board. This rook has not moved at all this entire game. And now we're gonna take, we just got a free pawn. After rook takes, we take here, and where's their queen going? So if the queen abandons ship, we're gonna get in here. Probably gonna win some material. If the queen goes here, we win the queen. This is just crushing. Queen goes here, but we just win the queen. The game's over. Now we're gonna attack the bishop and the game is just over. King back. We have 9 seconds, but we're up a queen to a rook and the rook has not done anything. We're gonna try to convert this. And here we go. Queen d6. Absolute savagery. Playing with 8 seconds on the clock. Bishop blocks. Bishop is gonna come in. We're gonna try to coordinate our pieces together for some sort of a checkmate. Rook comes over. Bishop f6 check, and now mate on e7. And my friends, we're almost at 1270 rating in bullet. I am absolutely trashed at this point. I've been drinking vodka all night. We've been taking hits out of our pen. We're going freaking buku wild all over our opponents, and the best games are still yet to come. There's still some crazy ones here.